Now on CoastTV News.
This disruptive nor'easter is going to continue to cause us problems and complications for the rest of the night. I'll show you what I'm tracking and how long it will stick around.
Waves crashing against the Indian River Inlet. Locals react to the storm.
Cars versus water. A completely flooded Savannah Road during high tide in Lewes.
And a special look into the emergency response tactics used by the Indian River Volunteer Fire Company.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Let's take a live look into Lewes as people all along the coast look forward to the end of this storm. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. We continue to track this nor'easter here on the coast.
And let's check in with our first alert chief meteorologist, Paul Williams.
Paul, how is it looking for the rest of the night as we head into tomorrow?
Well, it's looking better in the sense of the intensity of the storm is beginning to wane a bit, but it's expected to combine with another one to our south and still keep churning out in the Atlantic. But right now, we are seeing it manifest an opportunity for moderate to light scattered showers and a bit of driving mist is what I would call it for right now. Our primary concern is actually probably going to be the wind over the next 24 hours, but we see that circulation of that low that's right off of this side. Now, as you take a look at this evening we're looking for high winds, coastal inundation or flooding, and possible beach erosion to continue. In addition to that, Tuesday, our primary focus is going to be how breezy it's going to be. Very windy for us. The nor'easter exits, but it leaves with it some morning showers, more of the driving, misty or drizzle type, so to speak, but then some late clearing will occur. Take a look at some of the last 24-hour rainfall. I mean, we've just fallen just shy of 2 inches. That's recorded in Harbison, over 1.5 inches in Stokely, and then for Dagsboro, over 1.25 inches, over 1 inch for us in Ellendale, Georgetown, and Lewes. So when you take a wide view of this, you can see this is still all encompassing, and we have some active advisories to tell you about. First and foremost, we do still have the active coastal flood warning that's in effect. That's going to at least stay active up until about 8 o'clock for us in Sussex County. Now, we're expecting for it to expire around the Ocean City and West Ocean City area by 6 o'clock this evening. We have to wait and see if the National Weather Service continues that particular advisory or warning. And then we have gale wind warnings, which is actually better because at one point we were concerned about it being a storm warning, but it's backed off a bit for us for that. And we have a small craft advisory still active for us from Fenwick Island down towards West Ocean City. The next concern we're going to have is about wind gusts, actually. And some of the peak winds, we got up to 57 mile per hour wind gusts. Indian River Inlet, 55, South Bethany, Lewes, 52. A 48 mile per hour wind gust was recorded at Dewey Beach. And you can see that the surf is still very rough right now. So even though we're through the worst of it, we are still far from done.
All right, Paul, thank you. Over at the Indian River Inlet, the bridge is open for now, but you can see bay water beginning to approach the roadway. Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zapay is live there at the Indian River Inlet. And Kevin, DelDOT says it's preparing to close part of the bridge.
Maddie, we are at the Indian River Inlet on the north side, and take a look right over here. You'll see how rough the waves are currently going right now, kind of inching closer to Route 1. If you follow me this way, you'll see construction is currently here trying to replenish the sand and keep sand kind of on this side of the Indian River Inlet. But we did speak to one worker before going live who told Coast TV that the sand that they placed down has sort of eroded due to the storm that we're currently in. Now take a look at your screen right now. Look at how rough the waves have been throughout the day, crashing into the rocks and rising above the sidewalk. Tim Callahan says he hasn't seen conditions this bad since Hurricane Sandy.
We definitely got to do something different for the inlet. Do some kind of artificial reef, do something to stop all the water surge coming in. But this is definitely the worst storm that we've seen probably since Sandy.
According to DelDOT, they say that Route 1, at least parts of it, are covered with water, and they expect to close parts of the bridge tonight. I'm Kevin Zapay, live at the Indian River Inlet, Coast TV News.
You are listening to a car go through water in Long Neck and Oak Orchard, but not any car. Indian River firefighters using this high water vehicle to make rescues, equipped with boats, blankets, stretchers, and more. Firefighters tell us they needed this big truck during the storm.
Just for the fall, it's some winter use as well?
We use it in winter for access through the snow and in a deeper snow. It can be used for snow plow. We don't have a plow, but it can also lead the way for engine Yesterday we used it a total of 3 times, 2 for medical reasons and 1 for water rescue for where a car ran through the water and didn't quite make it.
Now, as the nor'easter heads out of town, emergency vehicles are going back into place there, but they will be ready if they need to respond.
From the sidewalks and the streets all the way up to the dunes and over the nor'easter, making its presence felt throughout Bethany Beach, the rough surf pummeling what was a beautiful beach just days ago. Coast TV spoke with a couple who, well, they came to shop, but to some surprise, their hopes for a day here were washed away.
And so my reaction was, well, I've seen this before.
Not me. I have never seen this before, and my favorite store is behind me, flooded out. I was looking forward to coming. We're from Annapolis, and we're here for just a few days.
Always tough on the vacation, the flooding in Bethany Beach has almost filled the streets. Over in Lewes, the beach was waterlogged this weekend and Savannah Road flooded too. Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken is live in Lewes. Emma, a little calmer now, but still lots of water.
Yeah, Charlie, we're here in Lewes, right across from Savannah Road. Take a look outside of our First Alert weather Jeep. We've got a car slowly going through this water right now, but some of the cars taking a little bit faster, like this one coming up. And some of that water is going up to their windshield. It's several inches out there. We're going to show you some video now. This was all the result of during high tide, right around 2:30 this afternoon. Again, a lot of cars just driving up to this water and debating if they're going to drive through the flooding or not. And at one point it basically turned into a 1-lane road here on Savannah with cars waiting for each other to get through the deep water. Even the Lewes Daily Market here in this plaza told us they closed 3 hours early because of flooding in their parking lot. And it was the same situation up at the beach, just up at the road. That high tide brought water 3/4 of the way through onto the beach. Honestly, not too much room between the beach and the parking lot. Again, we'll show you one more look here at Savannah. We just had a car going through. You can see some little waves out there. But for now, live in the First Alert weather Jeep, I'm Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Emma. And as we continue to bounce around a little bit here, this is our Cambridge camera today. Probably not the best day to be out, maybe using the sailboat that's docked on your screen right now. And we also want to take a look at the Lewes Yacht Club. The Whitecaps rolled over the jetty way out there. You can also see a few vessels, well, no vessels out there, but you can just see sort of what's going on there. Overcast gray day, that misty rain still coming down.
And a live look into Ocean City. Some folks in the surf there, not a great idea, guys. The beach is pretty eerily clear after being crowded just weeks ago.
And a live look at Rehoboth Beach here, and you can see again waves hitting the shore. You can see some aggressive waves actually. There are a lot of whitecaps, and this is going to bring us, Maddie, you want to add?
Well, I was going to say, and all that wave action really close to the dune line there.
Really close to the
dune line. A lot of
erosion
erosion concern there. Yeah.
And this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know what part of the coastal storm impacts you the most.
Let's take a look at the results so far. Well, and I just mentioned beach erosion. 20% of people say that is a impact for them. 23% say power outages. 37% say road closures, and 20% say coastal flooding.
If you have not voted yet, if you want to leave a comment, go to coasttv.com or use our mobile app, and we'll be sure to give you an update at 6.
And get our app as well for the latest radar.
President Trump on his way back to the White House tonight after a whirlwind trip to the Middle East.
The president first went to Israel as the last living hostages were released by Hamas.
As NBC's Julie Sirkin reports, the president then traveled to Egypt to sign the peace agreement, which has brought an end to the hostilities in the 2-year war between Israel and Hamas.
While the prospect for peace looks promising, there is still a lot to be worked out.
In Israel, cheers and tears as 20 living Israeli hostages held for 738 days returned home in emotional reunions with their families. Freed from Hamas captivity after Israel and Hamas agreed to key elements of President Trump's peace plan. Flanked by leaders from around the world, the president officially signing the deal in Egypt, where negotiators reached the historic agreement late last week.
This is the day that people across the region and around the world have been working, striving, hoping, and praying for.
It brought an end to more than 2 years of fighting. For now, a ceasefire, the first phase in a 20-point plan toward a lasting peace. Since hostilities ended, thousands of Palestinians have made the trek back to northern Gaza, and hundreds of aid trucks have begun pouring into the devastated region, carrying much-needed food and medical supplies.
The hostages are back. The hostages are back.
The president starting his whirlwind day in Israel, where he addressed the country's parliament just hours after the hostages were released.
This is not only the end of a war. This is the end of an age of terror and death and the beginning of the age of faith and hope and of God.
But many questions remain, and many details still need to be worked out. Will Hamas disarm and cede power? Who will govern Gaza? And will the ceasefire hold? President Trump believes it will.
This took 3,000 years to get to this point. Can you believe it? And it's going to hold up, too.
As part of the agreement, Israel also handing over hundreds of Palestinian prisoners and people detained during the war. And in Israel, while today is all about celebrating the living hostages that have been returned to their families, Hamas is also expected, as part of this deal, to turn over the bodies of 28 hostages that have either been killed by Hamas in captivity or died while being held there, many families still waiting as search operations are ongoing in Gaza for those bodies. In Washington, Julie Sirkin, NBC News.
Coming up, education layoffs. Which part of the Department of Education has been nearly gutted?
And we're still tracking a bit of a nasty nor'easter in our neighborhood. More on that coming up.
But first, a vacation home destroyed in Dewey. Details on the overnight fire and how neighbors are reacting up next.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
You are looking at what's left of a home on Carolina Street in Dewey Beach. A fire early this morning caused about $1 million in damage there.
Just incredible destruction there. We are told it was a vacation home. Nobody was inside at the time, but according to the Delaware State Fire Marshal, 3 firefighters were sent to the hospital with minor injuries following the response. Coast TV News reporter Christina DeRobertis is live in Dewey Beach. Christina, the fire spread to some of the neighboring homes.
Yeah, Charlie, we're here now in Dewey Beach, and you can see behind me the destruction caused by this fire at the home. But like you said, both of the neighboring homes here are damaged as well. This yellow home, you can see the shingles are melted. There's also a white fence back here, which has been melted. And the neighboring home on the other side also has damage. You can't see it as well from here. But the Delaware State Fire Marshal tells us this fire broke out about 3 a.m. this morning. They say it took about 2 hours to put it out. It was fully contained by 5 a.m. Lots of people in Dewey Beach were out here today. We spoke with some of them. They were just coming by to see the damage. You can see there's clearly not much left of this home. The damage to neighboring homes, it does appear to be minimal. One local we spoke with said neighbors here were sharing pictures, sharing videos in real time, and they were really concerned about the entire block on Carolina Street.
It was quite the spectacle, and of course the worry is always with the winds as they were blowing and the like, what's it going to do to the rest of the block? We're all friends here, and so we were, of course, a little bit upset about that and wondering how this was going to go.
And Helms went on to say he really thinks the rest of the homes here on the block dodged a bullet, but that was unfortunately not the case for this one property behind us. But again, no one was inside at the time of the fire. Back to you guys.
Here's a look at your Bay forecast. We're looking for cloudy skies for Tuesday, but it's going to be very breezy because this nor'easter is not going to let go of us too easily. We'll talk more about that in great detail coming up right after this. This nor'easter has been literally chewing on the coast for the last 24 hours, and it looks like it's going to continue to gnaw at us for at least the rest of the night going into tomorrow morning, thanks to very robust winds. In Rehoboth, we can see the waves still crashing very vehemently, and we're looking for it to drop down to 62 degrees, but the rain should begin to cut off a bit for us by the time we get to, let's say, 7 o'clock. Now, we still have some lingering showers right now rotating and associated with this low pressure system that's off of the coast that's allowing for this backside of this low to drop the rain in our vicinity. With that being the case, we look at scattered showers in Greenwood, Georgetown, covering throughout a good portion of Highway 9, going down 113 from Georgetown down towards Millsboro. And we're staying with some soaked situation and conditions for us along Highway 1. Now, as you go to the south, keep in mind we have a coastal flood warning that is still in effect for us for Ocean City, west of Ocean City, down towards Chincoteague. In addition to that, we have a gale wind warning, and we're also concerned about it continuing to stay very gusty with the winds, generally speaking, off of the coast for at least the next 24 hours. Coastal flood warning is active for us right now, and we are continuing to anticipate that these scattered showers will still be of a hit and miss variety as they continue to kind of cascade across portions of the mid-Atlantic region. We have a low pressure system that's positioned just off of our coast, and that counterclockwise rotation is what's helping to regurgitate and reinvigorate the rain and the wind that we're dealing with. Over the last 24 hours, we had just shy of 2 inches of rain in Harbison, just over 1.5 in Stokely, and then over 1 1/4 in Dagsboro, and just shy of an inch officially in Lewes. Now, with the wider view of our observed rain, not quite as impressive, but that's why we go through the details of reporting from town to town so you can have an exact feel as to what's going on. So throughout the rest of this evening, going into the early morning hours, we're still looking for hit and miss spotty showers to push through. That's going to be basically the run of the tape for us, with temperatures in the 50s and 60s. But the winds will be our primary concern. Look at the winds we measured for today. Indian River Inlet, 57 mile per hour winds, 55 for us in South Bethany, 52 in Lewes, just as an example of the impact of those winds. And what are we expecting and anticipating? By 10 o'clock, we'll still have 32 mile per hour winds howling in Milton, and then 33 mile per hour winds expected for us at 9 o'clock in the morning Tuesday for Bethany Beach as well as Ocean City, pouring primarily out of the north. And that's going to exacerbate our future waves to a certain extent, but we're still going to be at least dealing with possibly 8-foot waves going into, let's say, a good portion of Tuesday by mid-morning. So we look at the scattered showers and the cloud cover staying thick for us for Tuesday. By Tuesday afternoon, still winds pouring out of the north, but by Wednesday, things open up nicely. And winds will calm down as well and we'll rebound. But remember, for Tuesday, we're looking forward to stay with the winds out of the north, very active. And then after that, our chances of rain will begin to diminish tremendously behind that. But it's the winds that we're going to keep a close eye on and how this is going to continue to churn in our area as it pulls out of our immediate area. And we could see, as far as future waves are concerned, for the entire area that it's going to pull through. Then we're going to be concerned about radiational cooling that will kick in for us going into the overnight period for the next couple of days, because then we anticipate a bit of frost paying us a visit by then. As you take a look at what's happening with your extended forecast, we anticipate for you, here's a look at the extended forecast. We are looking for it to cool down tremendously by the time we get to Thursday going into Friday.
Thank you, Paul. The Shelville Christmas Village is going to look a little bit different. There'll be some changes. We'll tell you what those are. Stick around on Coast TV News at 5. The Department of Education has laid off nearly all of its special education staff, according to sources. The cuts were mainly within the Office of Special Education and Rehabilitative Services. The American Federation of Government Employees says as of Friday, more than 450 people at the agency has been laid off. A letter to staff claims the ongoing government shutdown made a reduction in workforce unavoidable.
Let's take a live look outside into Ocean City. One more check on your forecast after this. The Shelville Winter Celebration has some new changes for this year. Shelville will now host the Children's Entrepreneur Market on Saturday, December 6th. And this year will not be open November 29th, but they are adding events before Thanksgiving on the 25th and 26th of November. Tickets go live on sale 21st at 6.
Well, the surf is going to continue to stay rough for tonight with 62 degrees in Rehoboth Beach. Coastal flood warning is active for us, along with the gale wind warning off of the coast and a small craft advisory off of the coast for us in Ocean City. And we anticipate that we're looking for very breezy conditions off of the coast, no matter what part of the peninsula you're on. Patricia Lanius of Salisbury, congratulations, you're our umbrella winner. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away, sponsored by the law offices of Bruckstedt, Medalis, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your 10-day forecast. Cloudy skies for Tuesday, very windy on Tuesday, but we'll finally turn the corner on this nor'easter by the time we get to Wednesday.
Thank you, Paul, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.